Welcome, guys, to the fifth episode of the Two Player Podcast. Man, only 5 episodes in. I almost forgot what number we are on. I'm not very good at this.
We're so experienced right now. We've been doing this for weeks.
Weeks, month, even.
Yeah, it's just a month. Yeah.
At least doing the vidcast. I mean, we've been casting for a while, but it doesn't really help, does it?
No, it's okay.
Yeah. So Craig and I like to talk about video games. If you want to find out more what we do, you can go to saltpop.net, where we're hosted at, sort of where Two Player Co-op is hosted at. Find us on Twitch TV /2, the number 2, and then spelled out player, COOP. You can also follow us there, also on youtube.com/saltpopofficial. We have a playlist there, and you subscribe to us there. Basically, we just like to talk about video games, what's coming up, what we're playing, and what kind of video game news. How are you doing, Craig? What's going on?
I'm good. I have to admit something to where I'm like something that I'm hopelessly addicted to.
Okay,
and
here we go.
This is like something that I shouldn't be addicted to, but I absolutely am. So there's a game that you love that like I think is okay. It's not the best, but like I still enjoy it. That I love recently watch stream. It's Final Fantasy VIII.
Ooh, Final Fantasy
There's a bunch
VIII.
of guys, yeah, that are doing speed runs of Final Fantasy VIII, and like I love speed runs, especially when it comes to RPGs for some reason, because I think like the strategy behind doing an RPG is so different than doing a normal speed run for, like, for example, whenever I try to do a speed run for like Ninja Gaiden, or when we did the race for Agrabah or whatever with Aladdin.
That was fun.
It's so different because like at moments you have to actually spend time grinding, and like that, which is like completely ludicrous to the idea of speedrunning, because you're supposed to like progress through the content as fast as possible. But when I was watching Final Fantasy, like Final Fantasy VIII, the guy streaming it, it was really interesting because like in the game you have junctioning through like magic and stuff
Through your
and,
Guardian Forces.
yeah, through the Guardian
Forces.
Forces.
The
Like,
GFs.
yeah, and you can only like you like junction certain magic with like certain Guardian Forces, and like the way they like do different things, and like how to like they keep their life really low the whole
So they
entire
can do limit
game.
breaks.
So they can do limit breaks. It's just really fascinating and really fun. Like I wish I could name some of the streamers that have been doing it lately, but like just look out for a Final Fantasy VIII streamers that do like speedruns, because they're really fun to watch. Because like Final Fantasy VIII is probably one of my least favorite Final Fantasies, but when it comes to
So
to
underappreciated,
speedrunning.
man. Final Fantasy VIII is so underappreciated.
It is, and there's some things I like about it, and some things I really don't like about it. But it's fun to watch being like ran through as fast as possible. So
Oh man, I with Final Fantasy VIII, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to say it's my favorite Final Fantasy. I will say it's probably my favorite 3D rendered Final Fantasy. Yes, I know Final Fantasy VII is also in that category, along with 10 and 9 and 11, which was, and 12, and all of them. Sure, I
we
understand.
won't put in 13. That's awful.
I don't know. There's just something about Squall and the battle system. I love junctioning magic with GFs. There's this idea of like having your resources of magic. The more you use them, the more your stats go down because of how you've junctioned it. It's a really cool idea. So you can have somebody who uses magic a lot, and that's fine. Or you can use most of your magic junction and then never use it in battle. It's really cool. I don't know. What have you been playing lately, man?
Well, I've been playing Fez.
Which you can see on our website at saltpop.net, or
I
go to the
streamed
archives
it.
on Twitch.
And I didn't do the best version. I guess the best, like most entertaining, for I guess per like cast of all time for Fez. But the game is just fun. I've been wanting to like play it like on a stream, just because it's so cool. And I want people to watch it and be able to listen to the music. It's interesting because when I played through the game, like I had no idea where I was going, and I loved being lost, because I was actually exploring this world and going to places that I like have been to, just to see if there was like a little yellow block that I was missing. Because in Fez, I guess the story is something happens in the world, and it like when you put on this Fez hat, you're able to like see the world in like different perspectives, because you start off the game just only seeing it in like a 2D plane, and with the Fez hat, you're able to like switch the view. It's kind of like Paper Mario on the Wii.
A little bit, yeah, I can see
Yeah, a
that.
little bit like it, and the music's fantastic. And your goal is it's basically a collection quest where you're collecting these little yellow blocks to basically save the world from all of the glitches that have been happening. Because when you first get the Fez hat, the game reboots like a computer would, and it feels glitchy and stuff. And there's moments when you're playing the game where there's like glitches of data that pop up that if Fez jumps into it, you basically die and have to start over at a certain point.
So, and
But
I
it's
guess
really fun.
for those who don't know, Fez is a 2D side-scrolling game, sort of like a puzzle side-scrolling game. But like what Craig was saying, when you get the hat, you're able to flip the dimensions. So it remains two-dimensional, but you're able to just flip it into another dimension, a third dimension, and then flip it on its side, like side perspective. So you can see all four sides of a house, for example, when you flip it to the other side, but it still remains in 2D. And by doing that, you get to solve puzzles.
Yeah.
It's beautiful when you're looking at the game and you realize, I mean, how much technical prowess must have went into it to program it in a way where you're walking around and then you have to solve a puzzle by flipping the whole. It's like a whole nother level you have to program basically by flipping it onto another perspective. So it's crazy. It was a huge, ambitious project, especially from an indie tile. I was watching you play it and I was like, I can't believe an independent developer did this, because if
Yeah.
I was a programmer, I'd be like, that's too much work. Let's just do something like with guns and experience points. Like,
Yeah,
it
really.
would be so much work to program that game. I felt like, especially when I was watching you stream it last night, and I was just impressed. I still am, So fishy, you got my thumbs up on that.
Yeah,
Good
and
job.
that's probably the frustrating part about Fez, is that they were going to do Fez 2 and it was canceled. And you can look up the internet and find thousands of articles about why they canceled Fez 2
Yeah.
and how it sucks. But
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, we're not dwelling too much on the internet drama that happened there, and and the relationship that the creator of Fez has with the internet. It is sad, but at least we got Fez out of it, and it took him years and years to do it. And if you want to look at how it was made, go ahead and watch Indie Game, the movie. It's a really great documentary. I have been playing Grand Theft Auto 5 a lot. I guess we should recap and rewind a little bit. Episode 4 happened last week. But due to a change of Twitch terms of service, they automatically opted people who hadn't recorded videos in 2011 and before out of archiving videos automatically. So, of course, we haven't been doing that for that long, so we were automatically opted out of archiving our videos, and just so happens that episode 4 had to be the casualty of that. So here we are, episode 5. We did fix that. We did go ahead and opt in manually to have our videos archived. So hopefully you're not just going to watch this live and you'll actually be able to see it archived this time. But did talk a little bit about Grand Theft Auto 5 last week. And because last week was its release date. Touched on how it made $800 million in the first day. So it's like about 12.5 million copies sold. This week we found out, a couple days after that, because it was just the day after Grand Theft Auto 5 came out that we casted. Now it's been a week, a little over a week, and it made $1 billion in 3 days.
That's nuts.
That is the fastest any entertainment property has ever sold, or reached that milestone, I guess you could say. Fastest to reach $1 billion. This includes the Avengers, the Dark Knight. I mean, any entertainment property you can think of. What do you think, Craig? When I talk to people about video games, they're like, okay, that's sort of too niche. But when you're talking about the fastest sold entertainment property of all time, maybe we have something here. Maybe video games are the future. Maybe.
Well, I totally agree. I mean, you look at like games that come to mind that I think really grasp a lot of attention for people who like movies are games like The Last of Us or Uncharted. It's an experience that you're able to be a part of. And movies are fun because you just get to sit there and watch the story unfold, whether it's good or bad. But with games, you're actually doing the story. I mean, that's why a lot of people like the Mass Effect series, because as Master Chief, you basically go
Mass
through
Effect or Halo?
or Mass Effect. Wow,
Commander
Mass
Shepard?
Effect. Commander Shepard totally just broke like a gaming law. That shows how much I don't like Mass Effect 2, but
Oh gosh,
or
here we
3.
go.
We can go off of that. But like in Mass Effect, when you first start playing as Commander Shepard, you're just kind of just this normal commander, and you go through a story through all the games, and it's compelling. It makes you want to keep playing, and the story is very, very cool. And that is why a lot of people like video games. I guess that's why Grand Theft Auto is sold more, besides the fact that it's a really fun game.
Yeah, I mean, Grand Theft
You can
Auto's
do whatever you want.
it's really strange. It reaches so many demographics. I feel like it reaches every type of gamer. In a way, I don't want to say like maybe the more casual puzzle gamers or
Yeah.
you know, but I mean, I went and bought it at Best Buy, and because we can't really buy it anywhere else here, and there were so many different types of people standing in line, and I was just like, there was a construction worker in front of me who was buying it. Every single person in line was buying it. And there's a guy in a suit behind me, and there's me in a t-shirt and jeans, and I feel like it reaches so many different types of people that I was able to do that. It's sort of like the Dark Knight or the Avengers, or I mean that's the only things that come to mind that compare with it on an even scale. But
Yeah.
dude, video games, I mean, people are really sleeping on it as far as it's entertaining, it's escape, but as a medium for art, including the soundtracks, I mean, separate from the video game, it's coming up there, and I think it's getting more and more recognition, especially in the public consciousness, not so much in our own culture. And I mean, if you see what's happening now with TV, like they're thinking of doing a Gotham show, based off DC. They're doing, Shield, Agents of Shield just came out. And it's nerd culture's taken over, so it's really
has.
cool to see the biggest milestone, belong to a video game for entertainment. So that's awesome.
Yeah,
Uh,
very cool.
Legend of Zelda Wind Waker Wii U edition came out this week. I saw a lot of pictures on the internet of people going to midnight. Man, I'm jealous. Have you seen these pictures
Of
of
the game,
the Wind
or,
Waker Wii U edition?
No, I haven't. I'm gonna look that up
It's
right
black, and it has Legend of Zelda vinyls on it. The controller, man, it's got like a Triforce on the bottom left, and it's got these little flourishes circling around the controller. Made me want a Wii U, and I think that bundle's only $200 for
now. Oh,
the
that
Wii U
is
with
really cool.
with Wind Waker. I know, right? It's like I saw somebody have a picture of it with their Legend of Zelda 3DS and then their Legend of Zelda Wii U, and I'm like, oh, this person, I'm so jealous. It's really cool. I mean, if you're a parent or if you're a child and you're like, oh man, Xbox One and PlayStation 4 are way too much money, maybe you can convince your parents to buy that. Or if you're an adult and you're like, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One is way too much money, maybe buy a Wii U. I mean, it's got some cool games, and it's equal to the current generation of consoles at least. So that might be a cheaper alternative to some other newer generations of consoles. That's basically all the more recent events, I guess, that have that's already passed. Not much else to talk about there. But we have had a lot of video game news this week, so we should probably jump into that. The first one, I think, that came about was South Park: The Stick of Truth. Ain't that right, Craig?
Yeah, South Park: Stick of Truth is a game that's being developed by who is it? Obsidian Entertainment.
Yeah, the same guys who did Knights of the Old Republic 2,
Knights of the Republic and all
New
those
Vegas, those games.
Yeah, they just recently just came out saying that The Stick of Truth is finally having a release date. They've been basically postponing this game release because there's so much work that's been put into this game. I don't know if you have a trailer pulled up or anything like that.
I do.
Yeah, just the way they've been doing this game looks really cool. Basically, they have a release date for North America on December 10th, and then in Europe, Australia, and New Zealand, it's December 12th. Sorry, and it looks really cool. I mean, if you're watching this right now, you can see how like it looks exactly like the TV show.
That is the game.
Yeah.
What you're watching. That is not one of the episodes of the cartoon. This is what the game's going to look like. So,
And I love South Park. It's one of my favorite shows because it's so relevant to what's happening every day. And it's interesting. It'll be really fun and interesting to see how this game works because you get to create your own character and like depending on like what like costume you has like you're wearing the like shows like what kind of character you are and stuff.
so like
And
Cartman's going to be the Grand Wizard.
Yeah.
Butters is the Paladin, I believe.
Mhm.
And then you have the High Jew. Kyle's the High Jew, and then Kenny's the princess. So it's pretty funny. Yeah, as far as it's those fantasy tropes that they're gonna do, and it's the kids. They're role playing like kids do, but then in the video game, it gets put into the context of a high fantasy, and it gets recreated as you can see there. If you're watching this with us, it gets animated as high fantasy, not just as kids. But then it switches back to kids just playing in the yard. So it's really funny. And then, of course, there's anal probes, which, I mean, if you're familiar with South Park, that's no surprise to you. I'm really excited for this game, December 10th. So it's going to come out this year. The last time I heard, I thought it was going to come out at, like, March of next year. I thought I got pushed back. So that's good news for us, right, Craig? Are you excited to play that game?
I'm absolutely excited. This is one of those games that I'm going to buy the day it comes out because first off, it's an
Really?
RPG.
Yeah, there you go, RPG.
And
Numbers.
it's already got like a buy this now, Craig sell, but it's South Park and like the way like the care that they put into this game reflects the the quality of the TV show as well because it looks exactly like the TV show. Like you said, like it looks like a trailer just to like for like a movie for South Park. So I'm really interested to see how this game's going to be and how it's going to play out and be like to see like the customization and the inventory and everything
And
like
how-
that.
and how to
It's
equip
my
things.
dick hard.
For sure. I mean, not only is it South Park, and I mean, you can expect that humor of South Park, consistent with the TV show. It's Matt Stone and Trey Parker working directly with Obsidian Entertainment. So not only do you know you're going to get that humor that South Park is known for, but you also get that gameplay and that attention to detail that Obsidian is so well known for, especially in their RPGs. It's not like they're out of their element here. This is their game. This is their go-to genre. This is something they've always created. And for Matt Stone and Trey Parker to find a home with this studio, I'm really excited to see what comes out of it. I mean, I hope it's a long game. I hope there are side quests. I don't know what the exploration is in it, or if there is any, or what type of RPG they're shooting for, if it's more linear. I know Obsidian's not known for its more linear games, so hopefully it's more of a exploration RPG.
I bet
you
it
can find
is,
side
where, like,
quests.
You just go through South Park and doing a bunch of quests, and there's like obviously the main storyline, but you can do basically what you want.
Right.
But it's more linear than you would find like Elder Scrolls or something like that.
So that's awesome. Look forward to again December 10th. If your paycheck falls close to that day, it might be something that you want to look into. Do have some more news. I know Craig, when I told you about this, sort of surprised you, so we're going to go ahead and pull up the video for it so you can watch it. It is, and of course, technical difficulties as far as that's concerned, but it's Attack on Titan 3DS game. Now, Craig, do you watch Attack on Titan? Which is an anime, of course.
I haven't watched it. I'll be honest for our listeners and viewers. I haven't watched it, and it's not because I don't want to. I just am lazy. I know it's so good.
Look, hold on. We'll just play it with a little bit of music here. It's in Japanese, of course, so you can't really understand what's going on. And it's got that J-pop soundtrack, but you can sort of see in the video, and for those who aren't watching, you can see the characters flying around on their gas-powered devices, taking out the Titans. It's 3D rendered. They're going for the back of the neck as you would in the anime. And I don't know how to feel about this, to be honest with you, Craig. I mean, I'm a fan of the anime.
Uh-huh.
And for those who are a fan of the anime or manga, know that this is a depressing-ass series. It really makes you feel hopeless every episode. It's not a feel good time at all. When you're watching this series, you just like, well, that's it for the human race. I guess we'll just call it a day,
Yeah.
and I'll go lose sleep for another 3 hours. Like, I mean, I don't want to ruin too much. You should really watch the show of what
Yeah,
it's
don't
based
ruin
on.
anything because I'm gonna watch it eventually.
There's surprises left and right. I know that I think it was episode 5, which was just a shocker for me. And I had to go to bed after that episode, and it was to the point where I was like, I need to find out what's going to happen. Like, I can't just go to bed. So I took my tablet and I actually read the manga to see what was going to happen afterwards.
Oh man.
And you don't find out what happens afterwards for a while, which is really disappointing. So I had to stop reading and just watch the television show afterwards.
Because doesn't like all the episodes, it's like the first episode takes place like, and then like the next episode's like 5 years later or something like
No,
that.
it's similar to that. I think 5 years transpires in the frame of 3 episodes. They establish the basis of what the show is and what the universe entails. It's Titans, who all of the human race is behind a wall, and you have these Titans who can range from like 4 meters to 15 meters. Huge Titans that just eat humans. They exist to just destroy and extinguish human beings. The human beings built a huge wall to hide behind, so they're living life for 100 years with no disturbances until like a 50-meter tall Titan comes and just kicks a hole in the wall, and then craziness goes. And they have 3 layers of walls. So there's the outer wall, another inner wall, and then another inner wall. So all of the people on the outer wall, when they kick down the wall, get exposed, and then a third of the population, maybe even more, gets extinguished in that one day.
Oh my
And then
God.
5 years later, there's an attack on the other inner wall, and it's a story about them holding off the Titans at that point. And then there's a little arc about them holding them off. So it's really, really cool. If you haven't look into it, it's on Hulu Plus, which is where I watched it. It's in Japanese. It's great. You don't have to download it or bother with all these anime websites. Just go to Hulu Plus, $7 a month. Why not? I just watch it. It's really cool. I thought you had watched it, so I was going to talk with you about it.
No, I
Craig,
haven't. And like, this is like an anime that I should watch, and I know I'd love, but I just haven't.
but you and I both being fans of anime, of course.
Yeah,
I'm ashamed of you.
I'm sorry.
Recently, I think this was last Friday. There was a first to 10. And when I say first to 10, I mean first to 10 wins in a Street Fighter 4 game between Daigo, the Beast Umahara, and Infiltration. Now, for those who don't know, Daigo had won Street Fighter 4 in 2009 and 2010. 2011 went to Fudo. 2012 went to Infiltration, who Daigo is facing, and then 2013 recently went to Jin. So you have
For Evo.
Yeah, for Evo. Which is basically the Super Bowl of fighting games.
Yeah.
It's huge. I'm sure you've heard of it if you're a fan of video games in the slightest. Even if you're not fighting games, it's a huge video game event. So you have 2 Evo champions, one repeater and one of the most recent, who's considered one of the best players in the world, who has beaten Daigo at every turn in recent tournaments, do a first to 10. And Craig, I gotta tell you, man, when I was watching this, it was like a different story. Because like I said, Infiltration being a Kuma or a Goki, depending on where you are at in the world. And then Daigo playing Ryu. Ryu always got beaten by Infiltration. And it turns out in this, spoiler alert, I will spoil the end score, Daigo won 10-2.
It's unreal. I went to actually watch this whole entire
Did you watch the
video.
whole thing finally?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I was just like amazed like by how
Perfect he
good
was.
Daigo is. Yeah. Unreal. Like it just shows how good Daigo is in the fighting world. And like I was just thinking, why can't he just do that all the time?
I know, right? It's strange. When you watch the replay, and it's a good 33-minute set, which is really hard when you're playing Street Fighter, and it's like requires every bit of your focus and every second to play footsies on that level. Meaning spacing, throwing out your pokes and spacing perfectly.
Oh, that's so good.
I know that they called that the attack on Titan, where you hit him in the back of the neck. This is Street Fighter at its highest level. If you want to watch the replay of the first 10, just YouTube Daigo versus Infiltration. Tokyo Game Show 2013. It'll pop right up. There is a Japanese commentated one and as well as an English one. So try to find the English one if you're an American listener. I guess if you speak Japanese, you can listen to that as well. It is incredible. If you're even just a passing fan of fighting games, to watch, I mean, that Fireball War right there was absolutely
Oh, that's so
ridiculous.
good.
And you know, you might just think, oh, they're just pushing buttons. They are in each other's minds. They are thinking 3 steps ahead, and they are doing everything. And the only reason Infiltration even won 2 matches was because Daigo screwed up. It was not that he won. It's Daigo lost. He messed up, and then Infiltration punished. But the rest of the sets, the 10 games, he was flawless. I mean, his spacing, his awareness of the game, it was just incredible. And I've watched it like 4 times now just to be like, I will never ever be like this. This is just
Yeah.
on another level. It's insane. And I know you, Craig. I mean, you like to play pretty casually. I'm more of a I wouldn't say a hardcore Street Fighter fan, but I play it a lot. I have
You're
hundreds
like
of
the
hours.
border between like being casual and then tournament player.
Yeah, I mean, I go to
Or, like,
tournaments. I play.
You'll
in
play
tournaments.
casually, but you're really good at it.
Or however you want to say it. Now you watch it, being a more casual player and definitely not, trained as far as combos or whatever, or learning your character. I'm sure you could even tell the amount of high play that's going on here.
Yeah, the fact that it's 30 minutes, like, because I remember playing when we did the tournament at Greywall. I remember playing one kid like just doing like best of 6 or whatever, or best of like 3 matches, and I was just stressing out after like 2 or 3 matches, just feeling like the adrenaline. I can't imagine how they feel. I mean, you look at Daigo, and he's just like stone
Stone
cold,
face, man. Yeah,
just
for
doesn't
sure. The
give a
beast.
single shit.
No, I agree. Like you said, 1 or 2 rounds in a tournament setting, it can take it out of you. And to be a first to 10, basically to be the king of Street Fighter, which without a doubt, Daigo's the best Street Fighter player in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, the way he's able to adapt to players and play players like he does, and he's beaten Zhen. He's come back. I mean, Zhen destroyed Daigo. Daigo came back and said, okay, and then beat Zhen again. Infiltration destroyed Daigo and said, all right, comes back, beats Infiltration. Any subsequent Evo champion, he's beaten. I feel like he is the champion in my mind.
He is the champion, and like TJ in the chat, he said, like you can still be good and not win tournaments. It's just like real sports that like everyone just measures you too, like they just measure you because of your tournament play, but you can still be the best player and just lose not that many tournaments.
Yeah,
But
so
yeah,
I mean, it's worth watching. It really is. If you go and watch it, I really, if fan of video games at all, really, it's worth watching to see 2 of the best players in the world go at it in a first to 10. It's quite a sight. Okay, all right. Oh, actually, I was gonna say, okay, I better brace myself for impact here, and but no, I have one little minor thing that I want to show you, Craig.
okay.
It is Bioshock Infinite: The Siege of Columbia. Have you heard about this?
I've heard a lot about it. I've seen very little. I just saw the one initial trailer they had for it. But like with most things, I don't really like to watch that many trailers just because I want to be able to experience it as if it was like
I'm
the
totally
first
there
thing
with
I
you,
ever
yeah.
like saw it. So yeah, I think that this is the new DLC where it basically takes
Oh
place.
no! Siege of Columbia is actually a board game. So
Oh,
yeah, so I thought you might like that, considering the fact that you love board games.
yeah, I love
Um,
board.
Yeah, let me get it up on here. I keep confusing OBS. It's like, hey, what are you doing? Like, I'm trying to do things for you, and you're not participating. Basically, what it is it's sort of like I'll read this out loud as far as the card. There's the enraged songbird, and there it is. And at the beginning of the game, the blue founder player must place this card in their action deck in place of the songbird action card. You may discard this card and another card from your hand to place Elizabeth on the location songbird is currently on.
Oh,
Elizabeth is now under your control, and you can see sort of the red versus blue factions there, and then you have Elizabeth and Booker and Gray. So it looks like, I haven't read much about it to be honest with you, just looks awesome. At a glance, it looks like there are going to be red and blue factions, and then perhaps people trying to seize control of Colombia and then get Booker and Elizabeth roll and fight off Booker. It says right there. So that sounds awesome. I really want to get. I really want to play it. I know you're you're even more so than me. Way bigger fan of board games. Does this strike your interest at all?
This definitely does. I'm interested to see how many players can play.
Two
like
or
if
four.
it's like 2 or 4. Okay,
So it sounds like
yeah.
blue versus red, 1 versus 1, and then maybe blue versus red, 2 versus 2 is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's really interesting that you're not playing as Booker, but you're actually playing. Unless like one of the players actually is Booker, and like you just play like one player is just the either red or blue or green or whatever other color they have. Gray. So yeah, I think that's very cool that they're doing a Bioshock Infinite board game. I mean, the art style on that card looks amazing. You can tell they're putting a lot of care into that game.
I know, and that's something that I like bringing up with you because you would notice that. Of course, I was just like, yeah, it's art. It's there. No, but like you said, like attention to those little bit of details is really important. Video game, board games based on video games. Why not, right? I mean, we have Monopoly video games. Why not go the other way?
Can I mention a new board game that I just barely just saw moments ago that has just recently just popped up, Kickstarter wise? There is a licensed Mega Man board game Kickstarter coming up soon. The guy who's doing it, the company Jasco Games, they had just recently got the license to develop the board game, and they're right now going through the process of like making last minute like what's going to happen with certain like Kickstarter like levels and stuff. So that's going to be really cool when they finally get this Kickstarter launched.
So it's officially licensed by Capcom?
Yeah, it's an officially licensed game, so like nobody has to worry. Like it's not like a fan-made game or anything like that. It's officially backed up by Capcom. It's just more or less like Capcom not wanting to put too much money into it.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, so they can see like the interest. Which
they don't want to put any money into Mega Man.
It's just really stupid after seeing like the success the Mighty Number 9 has had.
Well,
so
I guess we can talk about this a little later since I was going to bring it up, and I'll try to remember that question. What kind of board game does it look like? Is it like Monopoly, Mega Man, or?
I know nothing. There's nothing about it. There's just a teaser image of just Mega Man the board game coming through the Kickstarter, Jasco Games and Capcom, and then with like a picture of Mega Man running, and that's
so they're
about
getting ready to maybe launch the Kickstarter or go live with it maybe. So that's something definitely to look at. I do know that you troll Kickstarter for board games all the time, so that's awesome that you found that. All right, Craig, I'm going to move on to a huge bit of gaming news here. Well, I guess we should bring it up here, but what do you think of Steam OS, Steam operating system?
A Steam operating system. When it was announced.
This was announced on Tuesday because over the next 3 days they're supposed to release information about, and it was Steam OS today or Steam operating system yesterday. We'll reveal what they released today.
Yeah.
And so basically it's Steam is coming to a new operating system. You can sort of see on screen here little screenshots of what it may look like, and it's being projected out of a television screen in a living room. It's basically an artist representation of that anyways. It will be available soon as a free standalone operating system for living room machines. Living room machines, it's not specific as to which machines. At least yesterday it wasn't.
Yeah.
I was really wondering whether Valve would go this route and really challenge the other consoles like Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo. And to that end, Longways just released they had this news today. Steam machines, a powerful new category of living room hardware, is on the horizon. Join the hardware beta now. Choose the model right for you in 2014.
That's interesting, the choose your model part.
Yeah, so I guess we can talk about that in a moment, but what are you thinking of Steam challenging Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, living room? Yeah. So we're going to have Valve now, and Valve has gone from software to hardware as well, maybe? Or I guess we can clarify that. But Steam operating system,
Hmm.
do you think there's a place for it? I mean, let's be honest right now. I have a gaming computer, and if I really wanted to, I could plug, get a 25-foot HDMI cord, plug it into my living room, and there's Steam on in my TV. Do you think it's as simple as that, or is there more to a Steam box specifically for your living room?
Um, Jeez. I've been thinking about this all day long about like whether I think it's a very cool idea. Like honestly, like I look at it, I think it's awesome. It's challenging the console market to be different, and this is kind of like how Xbox One kind of would have been, in a sense. But I think it's cool. I think it's great they're challenging that market, but I think the real question is like not whether it's going to be really cool because it is cool. I mean, to be able to have a Steam like box or a PC basically hooked up to your TV where you can go like, oh man, I really don't want to sit at a desk. Let's go to my living room and play Castle Crashers off of stream right now, off of Steam, and just hang out like as if you're going to play off your Xbox. But I think the real question we shouldn't be asking is whether it's cool or not is whether this would be successful because, like you said, you have a PC, a gaming PC. I have a gaming PC. We both have Steam. I mean, would you honestly go out of your way to buy basically a new console, which, depending on the model, could be more or less expensive than basically buying your own computer as it is? And the next question is like, how long would it be to like it's like becomes obsolete? Because we don't consider consoles as going obsolete until the next generation is being like introduced. Like Xbox 360 has been in the business for like about 10 years, 8 or something years,
Yeah,
a
it's
long
basically
time.
a 10-year lifespan.
Yeah.
And
And like with PCs, like I think initially like a PC has a lifespan for about like 3 maybe 4 years until you have to absolutely like, gut it and upgrade it, and it costs like $600 to possibly
if you're
upgrade
lucky,
if you're lucky, really, and you know where to buy your
depending on
parts.
what level. I mean,
Yeah.
and you bring up a good point because with Xbox 360 and PlayStation 4 and Wii U, there is a specific benchmark
Hmm.
for hardware that the developers have to mold their games to. Not so with Steam games because it's PC.
Right.
And running, for those who play PC games, it can be sort of a trial to sort of get some games running on your PC. And that's because every PC is literally completely different. It's completely unique. I mean, no two PCs are set up the exact same. Um, well, I mean, you can say HP, Market, Dell, whatever.
Right.
They had the same specs. That's neither here nor there. For people like us who build our own rigs, I guess you could say. Mine's not like yours. And so you're going to have problems I won't, and I'll have problems you won't.
Hmm.
It's just how it works. It's not the same. It's not the way it is with 360 because you're working with the same specs. And you're not going to have a game developer develop to the specs of a specific Dell computer. It doesn't work that way. You do it for, the average of what's powerful for PCs at the time and what they can run on. You say, hey, your PC better have these minimum specifications or it's not going to be able to run this game. That doesn't
Yeah.
happen in the console world. So it's really, I mean, you're really walking the line between that and then going to the living room. And that's where these different types of machines maybe come in. And let me tell you, they say a multiple choice answer. Steam says we want you to be able to choose the hardware that makes sense for you. So we're going to work with multiple partners, meaning maybe multiple different hardware companies to bring a variety of Steam gaming machines to market during 2014, all of them running Steam operating system, which is basically, if you have Steam, if you've ever used big picture mode,
Hmm.
basically what it's going to be like. Let's be honest. But here's the real news. For this, they are allowing, and I guess I'll just read this. While these products are still in development, we need your help. As always, we believe the best way to ensure that the right products are getting made is to let people try them out and then make changes as we go. I maybe see where this is going, Craig. We have designed a high-performance prototype that's optimized for gaming, for the living room, and for Steam. Of course, it's always completely upgradable and open. So unlike consoles, you can upgrade this thing. Uh, that's changing the game a lot there. Very, very smart, but you don't expect anything less from Valve.
Yeah.
This year, we're shipping just 300 of these boxes to Steam users, free of charge, for testing. You can make yourself eligible to get one. How? Read on. And I'll just give you a summary, because I know you're interested now, right? You're out there and you're thinking, yeah, tell me how I do it. Basically, there is, and you can go to storm.steampowered.com/livingroom/Steam machines. They have a whole list of how to do it. Basically, you're going to go to your Quest page. You want to track your current status towards the beta test eligibility. And what this is a beta test badge. What you need to do is join the Steam Universe community group. Very easy. You need to agree to the Steam hardware beta terms and conditions. This requires you to fill out a form, legal form basically. Make sure that you're above 13, and you agree to the terms of service, and you're good to go. You need to have 10 Steam friends, which makes sense because they want to test it as far as the multiplayer and friends go. Sort of like Xbox, you want to test how your multiplayer functions as far as the dashboard and the operating system itself. You need to create a public Steam community profile if you haven't already. That's not a worry. These are all very easy things that you can do within 5 minutes. And then the last one is play a game using a gamepad in big picture mode. I can predict this being the most difficult, mainly because it requires a different piece of hardware that not everybody has. Mm-hmm. It requires a plug-and-play controller most easily if you're interested. Xbox 360 controller, right? Just get one of those plug and plays.
I think it's the best plug and play controller out there, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really PlayStation 3 equivalents. There are. I mean, you can plug it in, but it's just a huge hassle to get it to work, in my experience. You complete these steps in any order, and once you've completed all of them, you'll be rewarded a special badge, and you'll be among the pool of people for whom they'll choose from the beta participants. And October 25th, the list will be locked. This to me is like Willy Wonka, my friend. This is like winning the golden ticket. I mean, can you imagine getting one of the 300 Steam Machine prototypes?
That would be really cool. Like, honestly, just to like the thing that like really caught me off guard that I didn't think about due to my closed mind or whatever is the fact that you get this Steam box that's upgradable, and that is really cool.
Really
because
cool. Changing the game, right?
You can't upgrade it all. That changes the game completely.
Yeah, I mean, and they have a bunch of questions, and I know, like I said, for those of us who have rigs to play video games, what's the point, right? Mm-hmm. Look, I mean, here's a question. I'm pretty happy with my PC gaming setup, but do I have to buy a new piece of hardware now? No. Everything that we've been doing on Steam for the last 10 years will continue to move forward. So it's like, no, you don't have to do it. If you want to, you can. It's more of and let's be honest, dude, sometimes I just want to sit on my couch and there's the controller. Just let me turn on Spelunky. I don't have to worry about clicking through Steam or having it update Microsoft DirectX or what have you. All those little hoops you have to jump through to play a game sometimes. As dumb as it sounds, I want one, man. And not even just the prototype. Well, and maybe I'm just excited about the possibilities, the different types of Steam boxes. They're going to have maybe different levels of entry. I mean, think about it. This is things that the Wii U and the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3 have taken years. Oh, well, we have this model or this model or this model. Seems like, boom, day one, here's all your different models, probably all your different specifications for each model, and all your different price entries for each model. It's so smart. I feel like they're going to enter the market in just a smart and forward-thinking way. And I want to be one of those beta people, man.
I do
How
too.
cool would that be?
That would be really cool. I'm sure you get some sort of like special badge or something, which would be awesome. But to be able to be part of this project of the Steam machine and to be able to beta test it and to tell the guys over at Valve, like, this is really cool or this is awful, fix this, that just sounds like you said, the golden ticket of not just of like beta testing, but just in video game history to be a part of this, like this possibly new way to innovate console gaming. So
I
It looks cool.
Here's the thing, and I know we have our resident salt pop producer. He's a little pessimistic about it. I'm just going to throw it out there. It's like, what's the point, right? I have a PC. Why would I want to do that? I want to go through a little bit of these questions, and Craig, after the end, I'm going to ask how excited this makes you. Gauge out of a 10, what are you at right now?
Geez. I would say 6, honestly.
All right, let's go through these. How will you choose the 300 beta participants? Small number of users, 30 or less, will be chosen based on their past community contributions and beta participation. The remainder will be chosen at random from an eligible pool. What are the specs of the Valve prototype? Remember, there will ultimately be several boxes to choose from with an array of specifications, price, and performance. Where's a picture of it? How big is it? We'll promise we'll tell you more about it soon. I would be wagering tomorrow on September 26th, for those not listening to this live. When will the prototype ship? This year, which means within 3 months, my friend. This is immediate. And this is another reason why I would love to get one. Will beta testers be allowed to share info about their experience and post pictures and opinions online? Yes, that really is the whole point. The input from testers should come in many forms: bug reports, forum posts, concept art, 3D prints, haikus, and also very publicly stated opinions, which is great because if we were to get one, then we can publicly state our opinions via our website and our cast, of course. Will I be able to build my own box to run SteamOS? Yes. Can I hack this box, run another operating system, change the hardware, install my own software, use it to build a robot? Sure. Can I download the OS to try it out? You will be able to download it, including the source code, if you're into that, but not yet. What games will be available during the beta? The nearly 3,000 games on Steam. Hundreds already running natively on the Steam operating system with more to come. The rest will work seamlessly via in-home streaming. Now, where are you at now, Craig?
Jeez. Like, I hear all, like, I'm looking at all those, that Q&A portion, and it sounds like really cool. Like I said, this is a great idea. I just think for me, like, I think I already have a PC. I'm gonna get a PS4. I have no intention of getting like the Steam bot or Steam machine because of this. It's not like my interest in it is like I guess 6, close 7, but my biggest concern with this thing is that they're gonna put so much time and effort into this, and like every gamer is gonna be like, this is so cool, I love this idea, but I'm not gonna put my money to it because I already have a PC. You know what I mean? Like, because people who are interested in Steam already have, I would say probably 50% of the people who like play games off of Steam are like us, where they have a good PC. They're not like the best PCs in the world, because that's outrageous. It's like an outrageous amount of money you want to put on a PC. But we have PCs as it is that run Steam games well enough as it is. Why? Like, there's no point in me buying a Steam machine.
I can say the demographic isn't us. I mean, I know a lot of people who play video games, and not a lot of them have Steam, because most of them don't have PCs that can run games. So this is definitely going to be sort of to those people who don't have those powerful PCs like we do. And for those of us who do, I like the idea of an open source box, because that's basically what it's going to be. You can mod it hell. I'm thinking emulators on that thing, and it's like, oh man, oh yeah, let's play this 4-player game on Steam. Oh dude, you know what'd be really fun? Tiny Toons Wacky Sports. Oh, okay, just let me switch over. You know, that could be possible. And they're going to have gamepads for it too. It's not, you don't need a keyboard and mouse in your living room. They'll have keypad specific for it. And another thing is the community that Steam revolves around, is specifically the culture of selling games at very, very low prices, is something that the other console market does not have, period. So I feel as though Steam does have a place in the console marketplace, in the living room. And I think I agree with what you're saying, Craig. I do. I think Valve might be able to, I think they might be able to breach it and get out there. I really do.
I think they can. I just don't think it's going to be like extremely successful as they would anticipate it to be, unless they do something stupid like if you buy a Steam machine now, then like you can get Half-Life 3 or whatever. But here's another thing I was thinking about, like what's the price of a Steam machine going to be, like depending on like the whole, like what level you get, because like
I'm saying $200 to $500. There'll be
because
a range in there.
when I think of like certain levels, I think, okay, if it's like 400 levels, $400 for like a mid-range like Steam machine, and I look at the specs and I think I could probably build that machine for like $200. Why would I
No,
buy that?
it
Like
won't.
I don't, I'm not saying that's what's gonna happen for sure. I just have this feeling, a gut feeling, that that's how it's gonna be,
I'm on the
because
other
like
end, man. I'm definitely on the other end. I think this is going to be really successful. This is what people have been wanting for a long time. We'll wait. In a week, we'll go over the different type of boxes that they're releasing and what their price points are and all that, and we'll see where it stand. I really think this is going to be successful, and it's something that I may be interested in. Of course, I'm going to buy Xbox One before that, but you know, I've already done I've gotten the badge. I'm eligible for beta participation. I'm really hoping 300 people, man. I really want to be one of those 300. But look into it yourselves. Pay attention tomorrow because there will be another announcement. I'm going to move on from that, and we're going to go to some video game
Wait,
spotlights.
before we move on real fast,
Sure.
Reggie has a question in the chat.
What's
He
up?
asks, what's the difference between getting a 4-port USB hub on a good laptop?
What?
I guess comparing it to the Steam machine, like what's the difference? Because like you could
Oh.
get like a really good laptop and just have like 4-port USB hub.
I can tell
know?
you this. There's no laptop that's going to be able to compete with a gaming specific rig like the Steam Box is going to be within anywhere near the price range. It's just not going to happen.
I don't know, if you look at like some of the gaming like laptops out there, like the new Razer Blade, and then like some of the ones Alienware puts out. Some of those are
Alienware is
pretty
expensive, man.
I know
That's-
they're expensive, but they are very powerful. But I see what you mean, though.
And you know, Reggie brings up a great question. If we really want to think about buying a Steam Box, especially for Reggie, who I'm sure has, and I know that he does, a gaming rig, as well as the two of us, and all of our friends basically do.
Yeah.
What's the incentive for us to buy one? Now, there are experiences that Xbox One offers and PlayStation 4 offers, and even Wii U offers that we can't get from our PC. Why should we buy a Steam Box, which is the exact same experience as PC? And I get it. I'm with you guys there. I understand. But I honestly really don't believe that's all there is to it. Valve is smarter than that. And I think they're going to reveal something big tomorrow. And I think they're going to reveal a lot of specifics. I think they're really excited about this. And they wouldn't have done it if they felt it couldn't compete with the Xbox and Sony
they're
Master
smart.
Races. They
They're
know.
smart guys.
They have something up their sleeves. Give Valve a little credit. I'm really looking forward to it. I understand where you guys are coming from. We'll see what the price ranges are. We'll discuss it from there, and we'll see if it's worth it. Don't worry. And love you guys asking questions. What was the comment in chat?
Reggie just said maybe you'll have a built-in soft serve machine.
I would buy that.
If it has one of those, I would buy a Steam box or a Steam machine.
Xbox One has no chance.
Soft machine, whatever, in a heartbeat.
Okay, we're moving on for sure now. Just want to touch on a few games here, one of which I know Craig's going to be interested in. Craig, I'm going to pull this up on screen here. Hopefully it works. I'm just going to say it. Shantae's Risky's Revenge. Have you heard of it at all?
Shantae, or
Yeah,
is
Shantae.
it
Shantae.
No, actually I haven't. I've only heard about the Kickstarter account for Half Genie Hero.
Really? You haven't heard about the mobile game that they have right now?
No, I haven't. What the hell is this? I love this series.
There it is on screen right there. It is Shantae, Risky's Revenge, now on iPhone, iPad, and iPod Touch, things that Craig has. It is a 9.7 on Metacritic, and they are saying, if I scroll down here, Metacritic's highest rated handheld game.
Oh my gosh.
Shall we watch a video? Shall we watch a video of it? Why
Yeah, let's
not?
watch this video.
Yeah, let's watch a video. So for those who don't know, I think it was episode 2 that Craig you talked about Shantae, and perhaps maybe even episode 1. I can't remember. See, I'm not very good with this. It's only been 5 weeks. You said that there is a Kickstarter for this game on consoles, right? That they're trying to get started, and it's still
It's
going,
yeah, it's still going right now. They just met their goal not too long ago.
which is great because now you're going
Yeah.
to get the game. But
Oh my
here you
gosh,
have
this
a
game looks
mobile
so
version
good.
of it, and it looks incredible. The art, look at the fluid animations. For those not watching, it's 2D side scrolling. It's sort of in the vein of. It sounds crazy, but that Super Nintendo Mickey game
Hmm.
sort of
Oh
reminds me
yeah,
like that.
Magical Mickey's Magical Quest or
Yeah,
whatever.
Mickey's Magical Quest. I believe that's what it was. She's transforming into what, a cat? Is that a cat
Yep,
or a monkey? Maybe a monkey.
or a
And
monkey.
there's an
Yeah.
elephant and a mermaid. Man, in the vein of Donkey Kong right there.
Wow.
It looks great. The animation's great. It's fluid. It's crisp. It's unique. And there's a huge boss monster right there made out of a pirate ship. Looks a lot like Donkey Kong right now.
Yeah. Expect nothing less from the company Way Forward, who's been doing great games in that art style where it looks very fluid but pixelated at the same time.
Yeah, it's definitely got that pixel art. Wow, why don't you get it on your
I'm going to
iPhone
buy
right
that
now?
right now,
Just
in
pull it
fact,
right
while
up
we're
now.
talking.
All right, so
So,
while you do that, I'll go ahead to the next one. I actually came across this. I wasn't aware of this game, and after watching the trailer, I was like, I need to get all of my friends to play this or get it and play it. It's called the Showdown Effect, and you're going to see it in action here on screen if you're not watching. It's basically a two-player side-scrolling. Again, it's very popular, very easy to program for, I'm sure. Um, Multiplayer arena game where you have a gun, you're sliding around, um, and you're trying to what looks like capture the flag to me. You're trying to kill. Maybe it's team deathmatch. Maybe you're trying to get a flag to the other side of the base. Think maybe Awesome Knots, but a lot more fun, more crazy, 90s action movie style. Like I saw somebody sliding on the ground and shooting two guns while they slid away from their enemy. This is a 2012 trailer that is more. Here you can see some gameplay. You're sliding. It's really it's more fast paced than you would think. Um, you got people flying around, grabbing people, shooting guns everywhere. I love the smoke effects in this game.
mhm.
It's really cool. It's available on Steam. Paradox Interactive. They did. I believe they published Knights of Pen and Paper as well. Um, can we get this game? Can we just get this game? I feel like you and I should get this game and play it maybe as a two-player co-op, perhaps.
Yeah.
What do you think of it?
I I looked at those gun effects, like the clouds and everything, and that looks so good. According to what I'm seeing.
Oh, what were you gonna say, Craig?
I just say it just looks so damn cool. Like it looks fun. It kind of reminds me of freak. What is that game that it kind of like looks like Metroid ish, but with like
Oh, yeah, for sure. I know what you're talking about.
mhm.
Shadow
uh,
Grounds or something like that. Like a little
yeah,
bit of
yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah, for sure. And like it just looks really fun. How many people can play? 4 people, typically.
So it's $10 on Steam right now. It looks like it just says multiplayer. So I'm guessing. I think like up to eight people can play it.
Oh my gosh, if you can play more than 8 people, like just 8 people, like oh my gosh, that sounds so cool.
Yeah, I honestly, I wish I knew more about it. I just came across it not too long ago. And Paradox Interactive, I believe, does Magica as well. And really, yeah, if you could look that up, Craig, that'd be up to 8 player, fast-paced cinematic multiplayer action is what it says. Um, in-game, out-of-the-box streaming capability to Twitch. So while you play it, you get a stream to Twitch if you want. Really cool. $10 on Steam. Second it goes on sale, I'm there. I'm so there, and we need to play it, man. Maybe even before that, because $10 is nothing. It's nothing.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Let's go ahead and move on to some Kickstarters. Yeah, sound good?
Yeah, let's do that.
Look at some Kickstarters. This one is called Comic Con Quest.
Basically, an all-out brawl at Comic-Con.
There you
We're
go.
looking to
Basically
put
an
this
all-out
array
brawl
of
Comic Con.
iPhones, Android tablets, and
Actually, this
PCs
seems like a really
for
popular
early
concept
access.
lately, where
It's
they're
gonna be
taking,
awesome.
I guess,
If you like
archetypes
watching
of people who
Quest,
go to Comic Con conventions
Mhm.
and turning it into a tactical RPG, which this is. I do know that there's like cosplay girls who are very famous, and they're making a game of them where they're at Comic Con. This is not so much towards the cosplayers. It's more of, just you're a convention goer and you get to be an archetype. If you can see, there's a Minecraft-based character right there on screen. He's very blocky.
That's so cool.
And you go around and it's sort of like an RPG at a convention, which I'm so for. So for. What do you think of that type of concept?
I like it a lot. I'm looking through the art right now, and it looks like another game that I'm looking forward to playing, because this looks very cartoony, very fun.
Very stylized, yeah.
Yeah, very stylized art, and it just looks really cool because I'm looking through all the character groups, like the comic book, like you have certain classes, sci-fi has certain classes, so does fantasy, and you go through like different huge levels through the convention. You upgrade your costume, your weapons, things that I love as a
Upgrading.
RPG
Yeah,
nut
yeah.
already, and it just looks really cool. I'm just super excited. They have like different stretch goals where it's like once they reach 5,000, they're gonna have like horror group and gear. 8,000 is anime group and gear, and then like 150 is like you get to create your own level, which would be awesome to create like basically your own convention.
Yeah, yeah.
But-
So if you look, it looks like there are these squares that you can walk into. So maybe sort of like Fire Emblem, where you have so many spaces that you can walk, or XCOM, what have you. What I'm loving is these character groups. You have the comic book character group class. It's a class, so no, it's more like a group, and each group has a class within it. So the comic book group has 3 classes: superhero, mutant, vigilante. So your comic book tropes, right? There's the sci-fi group, which has commander, space marine, and bounty hunter, and the art that they're using is basically a stormtrooper right there, let's be honest. And then there's the fantasy group, and you could be a warrior, wizard, or rogue, sort of, there's your Diablo classes right there, right? I love the idea that you can pick between, and those groups are everywhere at a comic convention. Those are basically the little splinters of groups that you see there. So the fact that you can pick one of those groups and then be a class within it is so awesome. Like you said, upgrade costumes and weapons, change what they look like, a bunch of concept art. Oh, maybe I guess this is the cosplayer that's going to be in the game. I had no idea. Like I said, famous cosplayers are going to be in the game. Vampy bit me in the middle right there. Whew, man.
Your homegirl.
Yeah,
As
I
the
love her.
Punisher.
I love her
Dude, she could
cosplay.
punish me any day.
I mean, okay, let me be honest right here. She's beautiful. She's a great looking gal, sure. But she has killer cosplay. She really does. If you do Vampy Bit Me Nightwing cosplay, it's incredible. Liana Vamp over there on the far left actually came to Salt Lake Comic Con. She was here signing pictures, so there's that. And then they have a bunch of different, and there they are on screen as their comic ConQuest, I guess, sort of alter egos. Pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know about you, Craig.
Yeah, I'm definitely very excited for this game now. Just looking through it and like, because I looked at it, I was like, oh, cool, a Comic-Con game, and like, it's gonna like. Here's the thing that's gonna make it really fun and addicting. The platforms for this game is on the web, the iOS, and the Android. So it's just like, well, shit, this is gonna be something I can play all the time, and that sounds pretty freaking awesome.
I agree, man. I'm really looking forward to that. Another Kickstarter that we have here is, this one's kind of weird. It's called Citizens of Earth, and the reason it caught my eye, now they're asking for a $100,000 goal, which is pretty
Oh my gosh.
lofty as far as independent games go. But let's look at this gameplay trailer. If you look at it, now looks like, pretty simple top-down game, right, Craig? Yeah, pretty straightforward. But wait until they go into a battle scene here. And what does it remind you of right now?
Let's see here. Going to battle scene. Dun, dun, dun. Oh my gosh, it looks like Earthbound. Dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun. Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
it does.
it's pretty clear in the battle scene. It has the exact same interface as Earthbound. So it looks like a pretty Earthbound inspired game. Right now, you're looking at a bunch of different characters walking around. You could be there's a mayor, a police officer, a Girl Scout, a salesman. What's really interesting, this game mechanic that I've never seen before. Of course, you've seen the RPG where you're the main guy and you're walking around, and your party members are walking behind you. But in this mechanic, what looks like the players behind you go and kill a monster that maybe if it's too easy, you get experience, and you send them out and it kills the monster and you're good. I don't know if you saw that really quickly there. It's a really interesting game mechanic. What do you think looking at this game? How do you feel about it?
The art style, it reminds me of Spelunky. Really fun. Like the art style,
Very
like
sharp
perfect
art style.
Yeah,
It's not pixelated. It's
yeah.
rounded edges. It's art. It's very almost clip arty. It's sort of hard to peg down. Very very much in the vein of Spelunky. I would agree though.
I have a feeling that I don't know if I would buy this game, to be honest. Like, it looks cool, and like the idea of like being the vice president and like recruiting random citizens to save the world or your city or whatever. It sounds really cool. I don't know if I'd buy it, but I have a feeling that this game is just going to have a huge following behind it, just because of how interesting the idea, the art style, and just how cool it is, and how like you'll be able to customize your party and like go recruiting and stuff like that. Like I love the art. It's very fun.
Really?
It's very cool. Yeah.
I'm a little bit on the opposite end there, dude. I think the art's turning me off a little bit.
The art style, like I said, it reminds me of Spelunky, but it also reminds me of this old Cartoon Network show called Kids Next Door. I don't know if you ever watched that.
Okay. I can
Yeah.
sort of see that.
Yeah, like it kind of like, this is like a game like that brings that feeling of like old cartoons to mind. And
I mean, yeah, looking at it, it's pretty cool character concepts that they've done. It's definitely, I don't know if it's color palette that it's just not doing it for me. The animation's beautiful, I admit it, and looking at that UI, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
That's all Earthbound gameplay right there. I mean, look at that. I don't know if I'll buy it either. I guess we'll see. I kind of agree. I think it's going to get a pretty big cult following. It's got a long way to go. It's met a tenth of its goal. It's met $12,000 of 100,000, but it's got 24 days to go. So
yeah, it's still got
I gotta
time.
say, $12,000 in 6 days is nothing to sneeze at. That's a really, really good backing for their game. Hopefully it does well. I just wanted to talk about it because I mean it does have that similarity to Earthbound, which you and I are huge fans of. I still don't know how I feel about it. It definitely has that layout, or as far as the level layout of Earthbound. You can go check it out. Again, it's called Citizens of Earth on Kickstarter. It's sort of hard to explain the art style, but I agree with Craig. It's got that Saturday morning cartoon feeling to it, and the animation is pretty great, especially with the protesters in the town there.
Yeah.
Why don't we go to the next Kickstarter here, which I'm going to touch on quickly, but it is Imposter Nostalgia's new album, which it's done by Jimmy Henson, who did some, not all, but he did some music on Mass Effect 2, which is a really great soundtrack. And his first album, Imposter Nostalgia, is incredible. It's chiptune music. I'll go ahead and give you guys sort of a preview here. It's really, really intense chiptune stuff. Are you familiar with Imposter Nostalgia?
I'm not at all. I didn't realize who this guy was, Jimmy Henson, until I watched the video to see what kind of projects he's done, and like just to see like, oh man, this guy has done a lot of projects for games that I love and appreciate, and I had no idea who did the music. I always thought, oh man, music's so cool in this game, but to know that he's actually doing a project, and as you can see, like under his pledge, like his goal was $5,000, and he's already got
20,000 in 2 days.
20,000. And this would be something I would definitely put my money into if he does a vinyl press.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll do a vinyl. I don't think you need to worry about that.
Yeah.
The thing is, and I don't know, you should read the reward tiers. I'd be interested to see if one of them is a vinyl.
I checked already. There isn't.
Man, that's kind of disappointing. He does a lot of remixes of indie games. He's very huge in the indie world, and he has remixes of Super Meat Boy, Binding of Isaac, games like that. I guess sort of Macmillan games, really.
Yeah.
But like I said, he's huge in the indie game circle, and then he was able to do some music for Mass Effect 2, which is pretty awesome. I mean, to have that in your portfolio is nothing to sneeze at. So, if what you hear is something you like, you should support it. go buy the first album, which is fantastic. I love listening to it. There's a few. It's really reminiscent of the old SNES game, old SNES days of music. It's just something else. I love it.
Yeah.
So go ahead and check that out. It's just Big Giant Circles, The Glory Days. Go ahead and look that up on Kickstarter. Definitely worth looking into. Let's sort of wrap this up here, Craig. Got a couple things to mention though, which I know you wanna talk about. So there is a game that I want to spotlight that I'm very excited for. I'm gonna bring it up on screen right now. It is Mother 4, Winter 2014. For those who don't know, Mother is basically another name for the Earthbound series. Mother 2 is actually Earthbound. Mother 3 is the Earthbound for Game Boy Advance. And Mother 4 is a fan game sequel, basically, of the original Mother games. And it's definitely worth looking into. You can go to mother4, the number 4game.com. You can see some screenshots, soundtrack. I mean, if you look at this, it's just like Earthbound, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Just like it. I'm so excited. They use a lot of the user interface borrowed from the Game Boy Advance version. I guess installment, not version, of that Earthbound game. Which is just called Mother 3 because it doesn't have a
US release.
US release, unfortunately. Well, you're a huge Earthbound fan as well, Craig. What do you think?
I'm excited for this game, because I've been seriously been following this game for many years now, and to see that they've gone this far to announce a release date for their game makes me really excited. Because the first thing that comes to my mind after seeing this project be put to being made, my biggest concern was the quality of the product. Are they going to do a good job? Is it going to be really fun? And obviously, if you look at the screenshots, it looks amazing. But I never really got a real good feeling about fan project games until I played Mega Man Unlimited. Because that game, I'm dead serious, is probably one of the best Mega Man games I've ever played, and it's not even made by Capcom. The attention to detail of the music, the art, and hell, the story is fantastic. And Mega Man games aren't known for story, but when you play this game, I've said this multiple times when we recorded casts about this game, but the ending reveal to Mega Man Unlimited is just spectacular. And they have a little teaser that they're going to do a second one. But I'm not even kidding. If you guys out there love Mega Man, please, for the love of God, please play Mega Man Unlimited.
And if
it's
you
a
love
free game.
If you love Earthbound, check out Mother 4.
Yeah,
they have
seriously.
a soundtrack right there, and it's like you said. I think we can do fan-inspired, spiritual successions of video games that we've loved in the past with more confidence and accuracy than we ever have before, due to the amount of technology that we have nowadays, the amount of tools at our disposal. And I really think the guys behind Mother 4 are really hitting all the right places. The soundtrack is perfect. They're really capturing the feel of not only Earthbound, but of Mother 3, which is super important to get both of those fans, because they're completely different fans, and in my opinion, completely different games to a huge degree. The feel of both are completely different, and to sort of mesh those two together is incredible to me. They're huge video game fans, they're huge Earthbound fans, they're huge RPG fans, and I think the soundtrack sounds super great. And then there's that total shot back to Earthbound itself, and then they've come up with their own unique music that is a definite offshoot of Earthbound right there. It's so much of a love letter to everything that I love about Earthbound and Mother 3, and I cannot give these guys enough praise, and I cannot wait until a year from now in 2014.
The thing that's going to be really cool about this is, after this game's released, it'll be interesting to see what Nintendo does now. After, they probably will, I bet right now, the guys that are creating Mother 4 are in talk with Nintendo. I guarantee they talk to them like not all the time, but they talk to them.
Why not do a
And
Wii U release of this
I
game,
know,
dude?
like
Seriously.
I bet that after Nintendo sees that's how many people have like downloaded this game, the passion and drive to like the fan base has just exploded after this game comes out, that they'll do something, whether it's they release it and they give them money that they deserve for what they've done. I mean, to give you an idea of how much detail they put into this game, whenever you level up, each character has basically a line of music that goes towards their level up. Like, let's say the main character is like a triangle tune, and then another character, if they level up, like each like level up, it synchronizes the music for each song.
So yeah, basically each character has their own song.
Mm-hmm.
But each song is meant to be played with the rest of the party members. So if you get all 4 party members that level up simultaneously, you get to hear the full song. Or if 2 party members level up at the same time, you get to hear those specific parts of the song. It's a really damn cool idea, man.
Like that's classic Mother Earthbound like idea. Honestly,
Yeah,
it's
focusing
so
on the
good.
music. And the Earthbound Super Nintendo game, I believe 75%, maybe even 80% of the data in that cartridge is music.
Yeah,
Because
for sure.
they have, I mean, that soundtrack is crazy. Mother4game.com, go check it out. Go play Earthbound, Mother 3, go get the fan translation. Just play Earthbound already. It's on Wii U.
Play
There's no
Earthbound.
excuse.
If you haven't played it, go kill yourself.
Gonna round this out. Humble Mobile Bundle 2. I just want to point out, most of all, these are all fantastic games, but damn it, Star Command debuted on Android today with the Humble Mobile Bundle 2. You better believe I bought that in seconds of knowing about it. It's $4.51 to unlock all the games. You can get Raven Sword Shadowlands, which is actually a huge profile game for mobile devices. The soundtrack's really great. And then Star Command, which we've talked about a few episodes ago, is now out on all mobile platforms. So have fun running your own spaceship and getting invaded and dying, basically. All right, we're just going to round it out here with some Mighty Number 9 updates. Craig, have you been watching this as closely as I have?
Yes, I have. This is the final week.
As you can, if you're watching with us, you can see that it's the final week. We're at $2,521,214 of the recording of this cast as 5 days ago. We are $30,000 away from an extra end stage and boss. But more importantly, Craig, we're $230,000 away from Beck and Call Online Co-op Challenge Mode. Do you think this game has what it takes to get that amount of funding in 5 days?
Oh, absolutely. Like you look at a bunch of Kickstarters and they have like really cool like stretch goals. There are people waiting to the last day because they either are like waiting to get their money, or they're like sitting on the bench just like waiting to think, oh man, do I want to like get the $60 pledge, or do I want to get the $20, $40? There are people waiting till the very last minute to buy this game, and I guarantee they're going to get to that Beck and Call Online Co-op Challenge Mode, which I'm really excited.
That's what I'm rooting for, man. And I haven't bought it yet because there is a dilemma I'm facing, which I'm going to go over with you really quickly. We've discussed Mighty Number 9 on our previous vidcast. It is the creator of Mega Man's next creation that he's going to do through Kickstarter that he's doing. Like I said, it's been funded for $2.5 million. It had a $900,000 goal, crushed it. It has a new hero with Beck, very Mega Man inspired. Go check it out. Mighty Number 9 on Kickstarter. Now I'm thinking between the $60 pledge or the $60 pledge. Now that might sound weird, but let me read this to you. The first $60 pledge with 2,100 backers. It's an all-digital reward set. Digital copy of Mighty Number 9, digital retro-style game manual, digital art book, digital official soundtrack, exclusive in-game golden hero, exclusive in-game transformation, exclusive Mighty Number forum access, name and backer credits, and backer-only participation events. That's basically what it is, right? So the other $60 pledge, which has 5,000 people, so it's got more than double backers on this one.
But this one originally was the $60 one. The all digital reward set is new.
And here's what's cause for concern for me. This says physical game box, printed retro style game manual, and exclusive in-game golden hero. Where is that exclusive in-game transformation, Craig?
I know.
It's a little bit worrying, right? Where'd that go?
It might be something to where like they might not have updated yet, because that'd be dumb of them to just. I guess not dumb, because I'm sure there's reasons to why they. That's weird.
It's weird, right? It has like,
Yeah.
which one do I buy, man? I'm a little bit afraid. Now,
If it was up to me, in all honesty, I would get the all digital reward set.
do you not want the physical game box?
The physical game box would be really cool, but oh man, that's hard.
Yeah, and let me maybe sweeten the deal for you here. A classic style game box, Western or Japanese style, your choice. A printed version of the instruction manual, imagine that. A special backer only golden color variation of the game's hero Beck, and includes all previous rewards.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know if that means all previous $60 rewards. Am I going to miss out on that downloadable transformation? I don't know. I may just have to take the risk. Now, did you get the digital version?
I got the physical copy.
So you got the physical game box.
Yeah, I'm already into it. I'm gonna check something real fast. I'm gonna check Twitter to see the Mighty Number 5 group. The guys behind the I guess the community behind Mighty Number 9 are always posting all the time, and it's definitely a Twitter feed you want to follow if you are a Twitter junkie like me.
And like, this is worth buying. A $60, I mean, just $10 gets you the game, right? It's so worth investing into. And I did the math, and we're sitting at about an average of a $56 per backer on average, which is pretty great, man. I mean, yes, you have somebody who did like $10,000 to eat dinner with Keiji Inafune, the creator of Mega Man. Why wouldn't you? And he brought up the average, but that's about $60 retail, which is great that they're averaging that. I think after the cast, I'm going to go ahead and buy that physical game box, and we'll be good to go. Something to put on your radar. Again, we just want to bring you guys games that you may have missed out on, maybe flew under your radar, that you should be paying attention to as gamers. You know, gaming news and what's being released. Unless you have anything else to say, Craig, I think that's going to be our episode. What do you think, man?
No, I just would strongly recommend everybody that listens to this cast and to not only be a part of Mighty Number 9, but to tell your friends as well about it. Like, be the missionary for Mighty Number 9. Preach the gospel of Kenji Fune across the land. Because seriously, this game, I basically berated it. I've destroyed this game, talking about how important it is and how incredible it's going to be. This really is what I would consider the next Mega Man in franchise, like character-wise.
Oh, it's the next Mega Man, for sure.
And not just like Mega Man, but like the next Mario, the next Sonic. This character, Beck, is going to be somebody that a character that everyone's going to be like, oh man, Beck is so cool. I would say probably for the PC. I guarantee
the
it.
indie game face, maybe, man.
Mhm.
Just
He's
as
gonna be
like
the indie game
Bastion and
face.
Limbo, right? You know,
Yeah.
those characters have come a long way. And Super Meat Boy, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
He's going to be up there. And like you said, maybe he'll even go on the level of Mario, which is hard to do, but...
I know. I just feel like Beck has the potential to do that, just like how Super Meat Boy is basically the poster boy for indie games.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's going to wrap it up for us. If you want to find articles on what we do, keep up to date with our archive videos, upload to YouTube, go to saltpop.net. There are also other podcasts there, movie podcasts, book podcasts, other articles that Craig and I write. And also you can find Two-Player Co-op there. If you want to find us live or us streaming games from time to time, you can go to twitch.tv/2 and then player co-op, COOP spelled out. Please follow us. It's great to have you guys come in, talk with us live, see what we're playing, sort of have fun, just like you're in the living room with us playing the video game, right?
Mhm.
You can go to youtube.com/saltpopofficial. Subscribe to us there. We will archive all of our videos, including our vidcasts there, that you can go ahead and see what we play and see how our vidcasts are, catch up on us there. Again, subscribe there. So you can keep up to date on that and go to facebook.com/saltpop. Like us there. That is the hub. It's basically a channel, and we are a program for that channel. This is Trent from the Two-Player Co-op Podcast. One player, Craig.
And this is Craig, player number 2, trying to be player number 1. I might eventually someday be player number 1. We'll see.
No, the eldest always gets one player, man.
I know. The older brother always kicks my ass.
This is Trent and Craig, episode 5 of the Two-Player Co-op Vidcast. You guys take it easy. We'll see you next time.
See ya.